India's aviation nightmare stretched into its fourth day today, with IndiGo cancelling over 400 flights on Monday alone amidst a deepening pilot shortage crisis as mass sick leave protests. New rostering rules show no signs of resolution. From chaotic terminals in Delhi, Mumbai and Bengaluru, passengers face endless delays, denied boardings and futile refund battles. Stranded families, business travelers and tourists with IndiGo's 60% market grip, leaving few viable options amidst peak December rush. Outrage boils over on social media as well, as parents are missing school events, professionals are suffering, hapless flyers sleeping on airport floors, slamming the airlines' zero accountability despite DGCA probes into potential fatigue rule violations and retaliation claims. Rivals like Air India and SpiceJet are scrambling with 30% fare hikes on opportunistic surges, while the government fumes but offers no immediate fix, highlighting chronic crew shortage and over-reliance on one carrier. With IndiGo's normalization by tonight promise ringing hollow after repeated misses, this endless chaos begs the question: how long will passengers suffer for an aviation monopoly's mismanagement before real reforms ground the disruptions? First up the story, and then I bring in the reporter.
India's skies are in turmoil. More than 450 IndiGo flights cancelled on Monday alone as the airline's operations remained in disarray for the 7th straight day. At Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport, 134 flights cancelled, baggage piling up across terminals.
Hundreds of the bags still lying at the Delhi airport amidst the crisis triggered by the IndiGo. And the number is not actually eventually hundreds, but probably even in thousands. And that we see now the baggages are being returned by the IndiGo staff at Delhi's Terminal 1 airport. But that explains the fury and the tragedy. It was triggered by the IndiGo. Number of these baggage, perhaps such massive crisis, been seen first time in a decade that we see in a huge number.
Bengaluru saw 127 cancellations, Hyderabad 77, Chennai 71 and Srinagar 16. IndiGo staff were seen distributing food packets to stranded passengers at the airport. The Civil Aviation Minister told the Rajya Sabha on Monday that this crisis is an operational issue created by the airline itself. The minister claimed that an example will be set not just for IndiGo but for the entire aviation industry.
We are doing an inquiry and we will take very, very strict action, not only for this situation, but also as an example. We will set an example for all the airlines. If there is any miscompliance, any non-compliance or non-adherence for any single person, any entity or any organization or any operator functioning in this civil aviation, we will take very, very strict action so that we set an example in the industry.
Political heat is rising. The opposition is demanding answers from the centre.
इतना तबाही आज एयरपोर्ट्स में हो रहे हैं, लोगों के पैसे जा रहे हैं। हमें कहा गया था कि हवाई चप्पल पहनने वाला व्यक्ति भी प्लेन पे जाएंगे, लेकिन आज प्लेन के दाम 20,000 रुपए है, कॉफी का दाम 250 रुपए है और प्लेन भी सारा डिले हो रहा है। तो हम चाहेंगे कि सरकार की तरफ से देश को संज्ञान जाए तो क्या कर रही है ये सरकार?
I have never seen this type of total stagnant situation, and it's a disaster. It's a disaster that government of India should have planned something.
From stranded travellers to political clashes, nation watches in anger and disbelief as the IndiGo meltdown continues with no clear end in sight. With Ashutosh Mishra and Amit Bhardwaj in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Amit Bhardwaj joins me from the newsroom. Amit, you spoke to Civil Aviation Minister 24 hours ago. There were promises that were made by him. There are promises coming in from the IndiGo that by the end of the day, solution will be in sight. But it appears 4 days and counting, it's going to be a harrowing experience even for those who may have booked themselves on IndiGo tomorrow.
Right, Maria, but if we look at the numbers, December 5th, 1,000 flights were cancelled, 6, it dropped down to 850, 650, and eventually what we are given to understand by the end of the day, that is December 8th, the cancellations would be around 500, and these will be planned cancellations. So overall, IndiGo is expecting to hold, operate 1,800 flights on December 8th itself, improving its on-time performance to 90%. Having said that, the bigger questions await CEO of IndiGo, Peter Elbers, as well as the Chief Operating Officer of the IndiGo. What we are given to understand through our sources is that IndiGo has responded to the show cause notice that was served to them by the Operations FSD Director, R.S. Jamwal, in which it was said very specifically that on prima facie it looks like non-compliance of the rules by the IndiGo, which led to this massive civil aviation disaster in the country in the first week of December. So the response has been filed. It is a highly guarded letter, that what my sources are telling me, and also that today later in the evening MOCA Secretary Sameer Sinha along with DGCA and senior officials of the MOCA are most likely to deliberate on the response that has been filed by the IndiGo top officials. But along with that, more questioning for IndiGo top officials is on the cards. My sources confirming to me this week itself, the 4-member high-level committee that has been formed by the DGCA will be probing the top officials of the IndiGo, and the summons have been already served to them. So they are going to face some tough questions. The bigger question for MOCA will be whether they are going to take some stringent action against IndiGo so that a disaster of aviation industry of this sort cannot be repeated again in this country. Back to you.
It has to be exemplary in nature, and that is the only way it will deter some kind of what was being seen as blackmail by the IndiGo because of the monopoly it enjoys. Amit Bhardwaj, really appreciate your time.